What's going on, guys? So this is going to be the quickest video you're going to see on NASCAR 25 in terms of just straightforward review and whether or not I think you should buy it or not. Okay, so in a nutshell, right away, if you are curious at all about NASCAR, if you're the slightly curious and you think this game might be for you, just you want to give it a shot, I think it's a buy. I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm just trying not to waste your time. Yes, I think it's a buy. I'm going to go over a couple big topics before we go into settings because I just want to get this out of the way. I know a lot of you guys just want to keep watching videos really fast and whatever. Let's just get over with. Number one, the career is definitely, it's pretty long. Okay. You have a schedule. It's like 19 races for the first season. And when you do, okay, so in here, let's just go to, okay, career. So in your career, you can change the race length. So every single race that you do, let's just say you're the kind of guy, like you're an endurance guy, right? Like you want to race like 100 laps because you want the experience. You could change that. So if you go to career in your settings right here, this race length, it's stock at 4. I increased mine to 13%, but you could bump this all the way up to 100%. You could seriously, you could spend your time doing like 2 hours of, racing in one race if you wanted to. So in terms of getting your money back by racing career mode, absolutely. So you're going to have a lot of time and it's going to be fun. Number 2, big topic, force feedback. Everyone keeps asking me about force feedback. The launch sucked. Even for me, the force feedback on day 1, which was Friday, because I bought the gold edition, it was light. I had to turn this up all the way to 100. It was light, but it was still bearable. I feel like people were over exaggerating a little bit. Well, maybe for their wheels, it was bad, but for me, it was actually okay. Some people reported they had no force feedback, but they did come and they did fix that. Okay. So if you go into your settings here, they changed this. Let's go to controls really quick. Okay. So here, when the game first came out Friday, they only had 50 and 100. They had steering range and they had force feedback. They just added the day after the game was released. So this is Saturday, like a weekend. They put out a force feedback update where they added leveling, overdrive, impact boost, and center spring. Okay. So I imagine this is probably going to help a lot of guys with like the Logitechs and some of the Thrustmasters, maybe even people with DD Pros, but I imagine this is going to help a lot. And I've heard good things that this really did help the force feedback. So if you're worried about that, I don't think it's a worry. However, I want to explain the force feedback because a lot of you guys are just like, everyone doesn't understand this. So just because the force feedback is good and I can feel it doesn't mean you're going to like it. So if you're like me and you come from like a Gran Turismo 7 background or like ACC or something like that, I've played iRacing. I have my hours in iRacing as well. The force feedback is not on that level. It's a different kind of force feedback. And I'll explain what I'm trying to say. Now in Gran Turismo, if you're driving, I'm going to use Gran Turismo as an example because they're both kind of like simcade games, I guess. They're kind of like on the same category in a different way. So in Gran Turismo, if you're on a straight and you're driving and you hit like a dip in the road, you can feel it. You can kind of feel like little dips. You can feel uneven. Like if the pavement goes up a little bit, you can kind of like feel, like you went up on a curb or something. You can't really feel that in this game yet. They haven't updated that way. So how it is here, if you're on a straight, there's some type of massive, strange dead zone in the game. So it's like maybe about this large where you can't feel anything in a straight line. So if you're at Daytona and you're driving straight, you don't feel anything until you turn. When you turn a little bit, then it engages and you could feel, the car getting light. You can feel air getting into it. You can feel like that tire flex. You can feel understeer and oversteer. You can feel that it's going to snap on you. So everything you need to feel is there once you make turn in. But that makes it awkward for like road tracks. When you're like driving straight, you don't really feel anything. And then when you brake and turn, all of a sudden you feel the force feedback, but you don't really feel it consistent throughout. And that would be my biggest complaint with force feedback. However, we get used to it. Okay. But like, you're going to get used to it just like me. We're not stupid. You'll get adjusted to, you'll get accustomed to it. I do think they're going to update that. I mean, just seeing that they updated this force feedback, like within a day, I have a feeling they're going to be making adjustments. So it's not the end of the world. I've been getting adjusted to it right away. It's not bothering me. I'm not complaining about it. And this is also someone like me who's used to GT3 and GT4 cars. I've never driven stock cars before, and I'm already getting like a feel for it. Okay. So my best advice to you is just give it time. Don't just be like, oh, this sucks. You got to try, just practice, give it a little bit of time and you'll be all right. I'm telling you right now, it's good enough to win. It's good enough to beat AI, even at 105. I've been racing at 101 and I've won my last race. I've won multiple races. I honestly think I could probably race at 105. So there's no reason why you can't race with the way the feedback is right now. If you're a controller player, Don't worry, I heard it's great on controller. Everyone's saying on controller it's great, so you have nothing to worry about. So we've talked about force feedback. We've talked about how the career is long and it's definitely worth your money. Now we're going to be talking about online. Like I said, this is no BS. I just want to get straight into all the topics that you want to talk about. So let's get out. Now, online is my biggest gripe of the game. Now, I'm going to explain why. I'm going to go over a couple things. So online is kind of just lobbies. Now, if you look over to your left, you'll see that starts October 16th, 2025. It's some type of live event. So I guess they have these live events. It hasn't happened yet because this is obviously on the 14th before that. But I guess they have these live events where you can join. And depending on what your class is, I got bumped up to B in 2 races somehow, but whatever. So when you get bumped up, you'll be able to go in those live events. I'm not going to make it at 7 a.m. I'm hoping that the live events, what happens is October 16th, maybe it's all day and there's certain time slots that you get into. Who knows how that works? But I want to get into online for a second. So if you hit online races, it's all lobbies, right? So this is how it is. There's no like daily race. There's nothing like there is in Gran Turismo. There's 3 races you can choose, nothing like that. Now, each one of these races that you go into, depending on how well you perform, that's how you increase your rating. Okay. So the rating system, it's actually right here. It's actually called a rating system. Now, it's interesting how the game does this. So if you're at a lobby and you're racing, let's just say you're racing Daytona, or let's say a road course like Watkins Glen, right? It actually has an algorithm for the times that like it considers an S driver, an A driver, B driver, or a C driver, right? So I actually did Lime Rock in the ARCA series. And because I performed well with my lap times, it immediately bumped me to B. So every single lap that you go around, it has ideal lap times for the certain category of things that you should be in for how fast you go. And if you meet those fast lap times, that criteria, your driver rating will increase. So you can literally just do these lobby races, just, race whatever, and it's going to give a guide. It's like, oh, he's hitting a 54.5. Okay, cool. That's A series. So he's going to get a bump. He's going to get a bump. He's going to get a bump. And it will kind of place you where you need to be. Don't love the rating system, to be honest, but I get it. What I don't like about it is that you could essentially grind one track in a way and then just be a really good high rated driver. So I don't really love that. It's also not really based on wins. It seems like it's based on lap time. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? Because you're only doing these lobby races, so it doesn't really make a difference. I guess the big thing is just going into these like online events. Now, one thing I do want to touch on about all these like races and stuff, guys, don't get too like hung up on online, because I'm telling you that even if there was like lobbies, right? Like online lobbies or like online, daily races or something, they're going to suck, because you're going to get people that are 16, 17 years old that are going to come in and probably purposely hit you out of the way. They're not going to take the game seriously. So NASCAR is just one of those games, unfortunately, when you're driving like 180 miles an hour down a road side by side, you're just going to have chaos, dude. Like, you have to go into this expecting that people are not going to respect you like they would with, like AI is going to. So this is a game where you're going to probably want to make your own rooms and race with your friends, or I'll make lobbies when I stream this game. You guys can join and we'll have some fun races online. Okay. So if you make your own lobbies, like right here, you can do public, whatever. The good thing about this is you see how it says AI cars. You can turn this on. So for instance, I could do 30. How many is max? Probably 40 people max in a room, right? So I could do 30 AI cars, and then I could have like 9 of my friends join. Okay. So it'd be 9 of us racing with the rest AI, and we could be talking on, PlayStation Network, and you could have a good time racing like this. So I think for casual racing and just having a good time doing these lobbies, it'd be fun. Or if you're with a streamer and you guys are all having clean lobbies, it could be fun. So it's a little bare, but it's, I would say like, I think it's more personally of a single player game. If you just want to enjoy NASCAR, if you want to learn about it a little bit, and if you got some friends that are interested, or if you want to join me on some of my live streams and we do some lobby racing, that's when you're going to get your fun. But that's pretty much it. To me, that's what the game has to offer for what I've seen. I'm really liking the career mode. I think the force feedback is pretty good. I think this is a good entrance into NASCAR to get me like somewhat addicted. Coming from a GT3 background, I'm very curious about it. I want more. I kind of want it to grow. I can see a lot of potential. So if you're on the fence, I think it's worth it. So anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. I just want to be honest with you. I want to get this out today. So if you're on the fence, I'm just kind of hoping to give you a little bit of an honest review without any type of bias, just my experience from playing it since Friday. So anyway, guys, I hope this helps. See you next time. See you guys.